We do not waste time. Our 9 a.m. is 9 a.m. So other people will be joining us. We are 11 here and we are expecting about 120. So I'm going to throw it back to us. What do you think? Should we wait for like 5 minutes or we just start? As much as possible, we respect your time and we don't want to waste your time. So it's the first meeting in the year and I want us to say something. Do you want us to continue or just wait for like 5, 6, 7 minutes? Yes, over to you. What do you think, guys? You can drop what you think in the chat box or you unmute your mic. Can we all hear me? Good morning, Queen Ewo.
Yes, we can. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm asking, should we just wait? It's Saturday and we know that quite a number of people are just getting out of bed and we are family, right? So what do you think? Should we just wait for a few minutes? Okay, Cecilia said yes. That means we can wait, right? Thank you, Cecilia, for that opinion, for sharing your opinion with us. Thank you very much. So I was saying that this initiative is brought to us by Family Center Africa, also known as the Center for Sex Education and Family Life. And this is to start a village where, because part of our vision is to ensure that the society, the world at large, experience and enjoy peace. And so in doing this, like we all know, in social studies, socialization starts from the family because the family is a basic unit of the society. And we believe that if we can approach this decadence in our society, if we can approach it from the family level, we will be able to, over time, experience the ripple effect in our society. And this is why we are raising this family, trying to raise our own village where we discuss and talk about everything concerning family. Like I always say, we are not sentimental, and so we discuss every topic, starting from ranging from divorce, single parenthood, blended family, co-parenting, the regular family systems. And all we do is discuss the engineering of the family. So I want to once again welcome you to the family meeting, the January edition. Welcome, Mabel from Ireland. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so this morning I want to find out, it's the first one this year, and I've not seen some of you this year. So how is the year going? Happy New Year once again. And how is the year going with you? Somehow everybody has been on a rush and I wonder where we're running to. And this is part of the reason why we're doing this, to say that, hey guys, we don't have to do it like every other person. There's a way we can run this thing. We'll be at peace and we're able to achieve all our goals. And that is why we are here. So I appreciate you. And I am saying that there's no family meeting without you. Thank you so much for always tuning in. Thank you for reading our mails. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate and I honor you. I also want to say that at some point, there was a mail I sent where I dropped a link to get the feedback and to hear your opinion about the family meeting so far. This is actually for us to be able to serve you better. We want to hear from you. And so I'm going to drop the link again, and I would like that you fill the form. It's not going to take you more than 2 minutes, and I'll appreciate if you can fill the form so that we can have feedback and we will be able to serve you better on this platform. So I'm dropping the link, and I'll appreciate if you can just quickly fill this form so that we can get your feedback. One of the suggestions we got from the feedback is that people want us to start, people want us to have a WhatsApp group, like an accountability group, either WhatsApp or Telegram group, where we have all your contacts there. But we can't do that without seeking your consent. So please, while we're filling the form, I also want us to drop in the chat room while we take the count. If you want us to start a Telegram group or a WhatsApp group, please drop it there while the admin help me to take note of the numbers of yes and no, just with a yes or a no. If you want us to start an accountability group, a WhatsApp or a Telegram group. Thank you very much. Okay, so one of the interventions we want to embark on this year, because you know that we are family center, is to visit our children in their schools. So we started the Ready for Life, which is an online school for our children. And I appreciate the fact that quite a number of you have subscribed to this platform for your children, because we as parents, we meet here, we discuss family issues, and we don't want to leave our children out of it. We all know the things going on in the society. We all understand the decadence. We all understand the evil, terrible things are really happening. I saw on Fox News yesterday where some organization says they are starting after school Satan Club. Imagine that. And so if Satan Club can start something, I think we have good things to share should be able to. And with that, we started the Ready for Life online mentorship program for all our children. As the program runs, I'm going to drop the link for you to also register if you're interested. It's the curriculum is run like a session, just like we have the normal school session, where we have first term, second term, and third term. And so if you're interested, I'm going to drop the link and you can read more on our website. Also, to do this, because we know that it is not all families that have the money to do this, we want to embark on an outreach to public secondary schools in Lagos State. We're going to start with Lagos State. We're going to embark on an outreach. And this is towards Valentine's Day. We all know what Valentine's Day is, Lover's Day. And our children don't really understand this. And so we realize statistics shows that quite a number of young children, quite a number of children get involved in different kind of immoral acts in preparation during Valentine's Day. Quite a number of them, they have made up their mind that they are going to get disvirgined. Some of them are being raped, some of them get pregnant. And so we are getting ready also to embark on an outreach to public secondary schools, senior secondary schools. Some of them we have been granted permission to visit. And so we will also like, if you want to support this outreach, I'm going to also drop the bank details if you want to support us. And if you want to join us in this outreach, it's not only finance alone. If you also want to join us in this outreach, please reach out to me and let me know if you want to join us. So without wasting too much time, I started by saying that the year started on a good note for us. And we wanted to, as an organization, it started on a good note for us. And we want to extend this to our family members, and that is you. And that is why we have decided to treat this topic at the beginning of the year. Last year, we also treated goal setting in the family structure. And by the time the year was rounding up, we have quite a number of people coming to say that, wow, this year we did really enjoy it. By February, some of them have dropped out of the goals that they set by March. Some people are already complaining. In fact, I saw on somebody's status saying that, see, don't stress me. How many goals have you? I'm able to save myself. Don't ask me how much I was able to save. I was able to save myself. And I said, yeah, that's actually a good one. But so that we will not be consoling ourselves with such statement at the end of 2022, we want to bring to you different things that happen, different things that stand as hindrance to us scoring our goals or reaching our goals at the end of the year. And that is why we have brought no other person but Ayo Lawrence. Statistics says that 8% of people that set goals at the beginning of the year, just 8% are able to score their goals. And so 92% struggle along, 92% struggle towards achieving their goal. And we try to look at it. What is it that successful people are doing that the so-called not successful people are not doing? And that is why we are doing this. So once again, welcome with me, Ayo Lawrence. Welcome, Mrs. Lawrence. Ayo Lawrence is one person that we have seen to be very consistent in all that she does. She is the premier queen of the family life. I'm actually trying to look for her profile. It's a very long one. Ayo Lawrence is a highly efficient people and systems organizer, solving complex problems that delivers personal and organizational bliss. She is a professional counselor and a coach. She uses the neuro-linguistic programming and family systems engineering tools to help our clients attain clarity, healing, wholeness, and balanced living. She coordinates and provides several professional counseling and intervention programs with our team. She is a member of the network of family systems engineering practitioner, Nigerian Institute of Management, and a life member of Enterprise Development Center, Pan-Atlantic University. She is passionate about the home front and the family unit and believe in preparing the next generation for life and leadership in their spheres of influence. Her personal philosophy is to live an impactful life in as many ways as possible. I can attest to that. She's actually doing that, leaving her mark on the sands of time. She is married to Oluwafemi Bernard, and they are blessed with 3 lovely trailblazers. Ladies and gentlemen in the house, with a show of love, I want you to just welcome Ayodeji Lawrence to the family meeting, the January edition, where she's going to be discussing with us the rituals of scoring our goals. We call it rituals because they are actually rituals. These are the things that we discover that successful people do that the unsuccessful people are not doing. And so we want her to share with us the rituals. But before she go into that, Ayodeji Lawrence, what is goal setting? Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone at the family meeting
Show her some love in the chat box. Let's show her some love.
Good morning, all the way from Kwara, Ilorin, Kwara, Nigeria, West Africa, Africa. It's such a privilege to be here this morning, and thank you so much, everyone, for having me. Yes, Ebon has asked a very, very important question. She said, what is goal setting? But before we go into goal setting, I would like us to look at what are goals. When we say, oh, there is a goal, there is something, there is a goal. What does it really mean? And I tried to get into dictionary to get some meanings, you know. When we talk about a goal, we're talking about an aim. We're talking about an ambition, an aspiration, you know. We're talking about a dream, so to speak. We're talking about a mark. We're talking about an objective, a plan, a purpose, something you are turning towards, something you're looking ahead to.
I want to be sure, was that me or Ayo is frozen? Hello?
Yeah, I think it's a network.
Ayo, I can't hear.
can
I
hear
can't
you.
hear her.
I think it's from her end.
Oh,
So I
wow.
think
She's out.
maybe she'll join again.
Maybe our
Yeah.
network is having issues.
Yeah, a network. Okay, so while we wait for her to define and explain to us what goals are and what goal setting are. Okay, she's back. You're muted.
Sorry, please forgive me. My network is erratic. I'm so sorry. So when we're talking about goal setting, we're talking about plans that you have put down, a way that you meet the objectives that you put down. So like I mentioned, I don't call it goal setting, I call it goal smashing, because I am looking at a situation wherein everything I've highlighted, I crashed them, I crushed them, I smashed them at the end of the day. So that's what we mean when we talk about goals, sitting down, thoughts together, of the day, you meet them, you exceed them as much as possible. And like Ebun mentioned, there are quite a number of things that go into this, and this will be mentioning even as we go along. Ebun, should I just go ahead?
Yes, please go ahead. So I said, what is goal scoring? You said goal scoring, you call it goal smashing, right?
Yes, please.
Being able to smash and attain, or is it possible we achieve our goal?
Yes.
Okay, so I want you to take us through your journey of how you started this. I want to believe that you didn't start like this. You have not always been like this. So I want you to take us through your journey.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ebun. I've always been someone who loved doing things in a systematic way. And I've always set my goals. I actually did a broadcast a few days ago with the number of years I've consistently set my goals, and I've taken note. In 2008, I began to set my goals and to keep track of the goals I was setting. And by 2019, I looked back on all the goals and I found out that I wasn't, living up to the expectation. I wasn't happy with the results I was getting. And I made up my mind that year, 2019, that I wasn't going to set any other goal until I get something different from what I've always, the way I've always set my goals. And at that point, I got this methodology that was advertised by the Praise for International. And I said, okay, let me give it a shot.
I think we lost her again. So this is part of the problem we are looking forward to solving as a family, where we will have uninterrupted internet supply. And this is going to be designed by one of us in this village very soon, right? Okay, she's back. All right,
I've been speaking all along. Oh.
You went off actually. So you stopped at, so you saw this advert by Praise for Owe International.
Ah, my God, where did you stop? Wow, this is not nice. Where did you stop hearing me?
You saw the advert by Praise for Owe International and you decided to give it a shot.
So I decided to give it a shot. And like I said that at that point in time, we weren't even fluid as a family. I was able to, from here and there, you know, from a little from the children's account here and there, raise some money, you know, to attend the masterclass. And for me, those were 3 days of transformation. In the process, I broke down. In the process, I saw the various ways I was wasting my time, wasting my life. They were good to do, but the truth is I was just wasting time. I saw the unnecessary associations I got myself in because they were not really taking me, you know, to where I really want to go to. And after the 3 days, I knew something had to change. Before the end of the 3 days, I knew something had to change. I knew I had to drastically, you know, turn my life around because I wasn't happy with where I was. I wasn't happy with the way I, you know, used to my time before then. And I knew I had to do something different. And after the masterclass, so many things that happened, and I'll be sharing so many things that happened to me, you know, even as I talk about the rituals and the routines that is important you engage yourself in, even as you're looking at goal, smashing your goal, setting your goal, whatever you call it, at the end of the day.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So the goal scoring masterclass helped you, opened your eyes. You said it was a transformational one. Thank you very much for sharing. And thank you for letting us know. Thank you for being so vulnerable to let us know that you were in a place you cried and you did all that. Thank you for sharing that. So while you were talking, you said something about you saw some associations that you belong to and you had to detach yourself. Are you saying that if we're going to score our goals, association is part of it?
Oh, yes.
The association we belong to. How is that? How is that part of it?
That's emphatically because the people or the community that you have interaction with from time to time, you know, determine how far you go. And it's very, very important. You first of all sit down. What exactly is the end point that I'm seeking to achieve? Where exactly am I going to? And are these people or this association or this gathering or these meetings, are they going to take me there? If they are going to take me there, then by all means, I meet them on this journey. But if they are not going to take me there, I need to dissociate myself. And it does not mean that I'm fighting. It does not mean that there is an animosity. No, I just know that in this season of my life, this will not give me what I want to achieve. Let me give a very, very personal example. I happen to coordinate an intercessory ministry wherein we meet to pray. And as a result of the brutal assessments that I did, I found out that the prayer meetings we were having, we were just wasting time. And I had to go back to the drawing board. What are the things that are working? The people that I'm meeting with are working class people. They are not people who have the time to come for this prayer meeting. I had to be brutal. And I told myself, I looked inwards, I told myself, I spoke to my Father in heaven as well, and we came to a conclusion that the best way to reach these people and still get the same result is by sending them prayer outlines. And we rejigged our prayer outlines, and we started sending prayer outlines. And we found out that, you know, the interactions with this document was much more. We are beginning to record over 300 people interacting with their, unlike before when we call prayer meetings, we'll have 2, 3, 4, 5 people coming in. So those are part of the things. I decided to use this as an example, you know, something close to home, something that I, you know, I'm on top of. I had to bring out my act, tell my executives, you know what, this is not working. They're just being emotional, and system is not emotional. So we had to redo that. And we began to score our goals even in that area. So for me, that association, we had to look at it again and say, you know what, it's not working. It's not giving us what exactly we want. Happy with what we have at the moment. And I had to still do some other assessments. I had to pull out of some
She's hanging again.
Yeah. Hiya, Lawrence. If you can hear us, if you can hear me, I think I would suggest maybe you put out or disable your video, and let's just have your voice. Probably that will work. Okay, the network logged that out now. So let's wait while she joins back. Okay, so like we all know that as parents, we see ourselves as responsible because these children are given to us to take care of. And there's no father or mother, not even you, to yourself. You don't want to be irresponsible. But we also understand that at the course of the journey in life, life happens, things start coming in. And this is one of the reasons why, by the time it is end of February or early March, we just forget the goals we set. Because a lot of overwhelming things start coming in, start setting in. And this is one of the reasons why we decided to do this, because we noticed that she embodies all that this organization has been selling, has been preaching. And that is why we are here to say that, see, no matter how challenging, no matter how demanding all the fatherhood and motherhood roles can be, you can still reach your goals. There are just some things you're missing out. There's just some little things that you're missing, and she is going to share some of those things with us. So Ayo, why the network locked you out, I was saying that maybe you should disable your camera so that we can have the audio alone, if that will work.
I'll do that.
All
Okay,
right,
so as I was saying, so I had to on what I was sitting, that which I'm sitting on, I was brutal with it, so to speak, because I want us to be able to achieve the goal that we really, really want to achieve at the end of the day. So yes, our association, very, very important. The things we are getting ourselves involved in, the people we are getting ourselves involved with, very, very important. And that's what we call relationship audit. Who are the people that you know you need, or they need you to get to where they are going to? Yeah. Ebo.
Yeah, thank you very much. So while you were talking, you kind of have started talking about the habits, the things that you do, talking about association, saying that you have to detach yourself because habits, the habits we inculcate, the attitude we inculcate is one of those major things that can help us achieve, attain, or smash our goal, like you said. So when we talk about habits, attitude, that means we need what we did last year. If we do it this year, we might not be able to score our goals. And one thing I also
Absolutely.
discovered is that there are some thoughts, you set your goal, you write it down, you're so sure that you're going to, yes, I'm going to smash it, I'm going to do this. But over time, some things just happen. While you are setting this goal, there are some things at the back of your mind. So the psychologists call them the subconscious mind that are interfering with those planned goals. So Mr. Praise will always say that you need an alignment in your thoughts and in your action. When there's an alignment within your thoughts and your actions, then things will go smoothly for you. And this is what Ayo is trying to tell us. So Ayo, we are parents, we are fathers, we are mothers, we have children, and all those demands. You're so overwhelmed at times that even that morning exercise, you're tired to stand up and do it. So I want you to tell us, what are these rituals? And what are we supposed to do with these rituals so that we can attain or smash our goals, like you already said? Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. I'll say something. When we talk about a ritual, we're talking about an act or series of acts regularly repeated in a set, precise manner. So that's a ritual. Then when we talk about routine, it's a regular course of procedure. So you have your rituals that you do at a particular time, and you ensure that you are faithful to them. There is a saying by John C. Maxwell. He said, you will never change your life until you change something you do daily. It says that the secret of your success is found in your daily routine. You cannot afford to continue to do the same thing the same way and expect something different. It is called insanity. It is called madness. Let me put it, just like that. It's called madness. So you have to ensure that you change the way you live your life. I can remember when I did the masterclass, we were put in a group and we were told to come up with our daily routine. I've always worked with to-do lists, because of my personality. But at that point in time, I looked at my to-do list and I found out that where I'm going to, this to-do list will not get me there. That to-do list I used to have will end me as a housewife, finito, a very successful woman in the house. But that's not where I really see myself. Yes, I'm a homemaker, but I'm much more than that. So I had to tweak and to work on my daily routine. And I can remember at that point in time, we were meant to clock in every day. When you finish with your morning routine, when you finish with your work routine, and when you finish with your night routine, we were meant to clock in. It was tough because that was when I began to wake up at 4 a.m. And the way with which I wake up at 4 a.m. changed. I wake up with gratitude. When I wake up, I just tell myself with a little bit of noise. My husband is now used to it. the queen is awake, ready to be a blessing to her world once again. Because I'm very, very careful as regards the way I enter into the day. Because I know it's very key. If I wake up with so much energy, I'll be able to do so much. So these routines are very, very important. So when you want to score your goals, you have to be able to sit down and say, how do I go through my morning? Look at it. How do I go through my morning? Write it down. It will tell you how your day will start and how it will end. You know, because when you look at the things you put into your morning routine, it will show to you what you are preparing for in life. If you just wake up in the morning, you sit down, you watch TV, they bring food to you at your dining table, everything is done for you. You're just preparing for a life of, how will I call it? An unhealthy life. An unhealthy life. So your routine is very, very important, because we found out that you cannot be great if you don't have a great routine. And mind the things you put into that routine. You cannot be great, and you have to be intentional as per the things you are putting into your routine. You've got to be very, very intentional, because success is not accidental. You know, success is not accidental. You cannot afford to do once in a while. Amateurs do once in a while.
I think we lost her again. Are you there, Ayo? Wow, this network. So she was talking about whatever it is you're doing, if you really and truly want to achieve your goals, you will have to change the things you do. She said you cannot keep doing the same thing the same way and achieve the same results. So what I want to ask us this question, and while we wait for her, what are the things you want to start doing differently this year? What do you want to start doing differently? Okay, are you here?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay.
You know, when my coach told me, it's unmuted. When my coach told me I had to finish that book 30 times in 30 days, I thought it was too much, because I have other things I'm doing. There was a particular day I sent him a message and I said, sir, I can't read this book today. My day has been full. That was around 9 p.m. He didn't even say, read it. Read it. What he just said was, Ayo, professionals do every day what amateurs do once in a while. He didn't have to say much. And I knew where I was in my financial state at that point in time. I finished that book that night because I knew at that point in time, the change I desire is hinged to the knowledge I'm able to glean from that book. So you have to be intentional. You have to push yourself. If you want to stand out, you can't do what every other person is doing. So our rituals, our routines are very, 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 important. If we get, our routines wrong, it's almost impossible for us to get whatever we want to get at the end of the day. It's almost impossible. I'll be sharing a few results, that I engage in and has helped me to be able to improve the different areas of my life, even as we go along. Let me just stop there for now.
Okay, wow. Reading one book 30 times
Every day. 30
in a
days.
month, that's every day. That's
Eventually,
so,
I read it 30 times in 33 days. There were days I couldn't just meet up.
yeah, that's the human part of you, right?
I just knew, you know what, this one, I cannot come and kill myself.
So Ayo said the way we do something is very important, and we have to be intentional about everything. If you make up your mind to do something, then you are going to attain it. So it all lies in our mind. You have the power to design and create the life, the kind of life that you desire. But Auntie Ayo, how can we fashion families? We have people with young children here. So while you were talking, I was saying, is it because our children are older? Is it possible that somebody else can do that? What do you think? Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. You know, I told you that I've always been someone of systems and structures. Even when I had children growing up, like I said, my to-do list that wasn't it wasn't really delivering the goals, but at least it was delivering the goals for being a wonderful mommy in the house. You know, so no matter the stage wherein you are, something will always work for you. And it's for you to sit down and say, what works for me at this point in time? From time to time, I share my templates, my I call it my to-do list, my daily routine and ritual template with people. And the amazing thing, I tell them that, trust me, by next week, something will have been added or something tweaked or something moved from here to there in this routine. It's not taken out, but it's tweaked or adjusted or amended to suit where I am and where I'm going. So whether you have children or you don't have children, there is something that works for you. A lot of us, we can't take the time to sit down and do the work because it's a lot of work to get these routines mapped out. What you do in the morning, because you're practically going through your day from Monday to Sunday. So it's a lot of work. So irrespective of where you are, whether you've got children, whether you're single, whether you're married, whether you're whatever, you can always come up with a routine that works for you. And keep looking at it every time to see how you can simplify it such that it still delivers to you what you want at the end of the day. Because that's what I try to do. I look at my routine from time to time. I look at the ambiguities and take them away. I add new things to it, you know, as I get knowledge, as I get understanding. Before, I never used to meditate, but I've added that to my routine. Before, I wasn't consistent with my exercise. But I have to confess, I'm in Ilorin now and I'm just enjoying the life of my head. I came with my tracksuits, but I've not done any exercise since I got here. But I know that when I get back to Lagos, I have to, resume that. But the bottom line is we have to ensure that we look at our life, look at where we are. We are not in competition with anybody. So nobody should be looking at Ayo Lawrence's routine. No. Come up with that which works for you. She's come up with that which works for her. If your own meditation is at night, do it at night. If it's during the day, do it during the day. Don't say it's a must, you must wake up at 4 a.m. Because some people say, you wake up early. I tell them, you don't know how early I sleep. I can sleep as early as 7:38. Ayo is in bed. She's already snoring. It works for her. So look at your own life and come up with what works for you. If you've got children, put them into the picture. Put them into the picture, put them into the routine. I have my children on my routine. I have my husband on my routine because I'm being intentional about every area of my life. I don't just want things to happen. So I schedule them, time I want to have with them. I've got 2 grown children in the uni. I've got time allocated for each and every one of them, one-on-one. And I have time that we all come together as a family. So if we don't sit down, we just find out it just happened. And before we know it, the year is over. We're looking at our goal as regards relationship and we're like, what have I done with myself? So you have to look at yourself, see where you are, and come up with a routine that works for you. That's what I have to say.
Wow. Thank you so much, Ayo. Thank you for not letting us feel as if we are not serious. Thank you for the counsel that we need to put it in our routine. So somebody said the quotes made, the quote you did from John Maxwell earlier is so similar to what we have in the Holy Quran. God will not change the condition of the people until they change what is within themselves, saying that we all have the responsibility to design our lives. Everything that we need has been given unto us. And just like Ayo said, you need to, everything that you think you are using as excuses, all those things that you see as excuses, all those things that you see as not allowing you smash your goals at the end of any year, all those things that make you drift away, you have the power over them. They are not supposed to dictate to you how you're supposed to live your life. And that's where the intentionality that she mentioned comes in, that you cannot live your life in isolation. She said something about bringing them. So, and somebody, I saw a question in the chat, that person is asking, how can you do it as somebody that is working and also have other engagements? All Ayo is saying is that you can't have a work-life balance, but you can have a work-life integration. You need to integrate all this into your routine. I saw a video when I woke up this morning, though the video is referring to women, how that women don't prepare. And that if you don't prepare, you will always get the results that you're getting. If you prepare, so just like you said, to-do list, tomorrow, what are the things I need to do? You write them down. Up till you need to feed your 3-month-old baby. How many times are you going to feed your 3-month-old baby? Write all that down. You need to live, we need to start living our lives simultaneously. Women, we are trying to create a village. We don't want our children to live a life of waste. We need to live our life. You know, they'll say that just in the mortuary, we have a lot of purpose buried there. We have a lot of talent. This is because those people were not able to reach their full expression. So, Aya Lawrence, I remember a few days ago while we were having a meeting and we're talking about gratitude, the guest said something about perspective. And you have also said something in that direction now, talking about intentionality, talking about mindset. What do you have to say about mindset? What kind of mindset do we need to smash our goals at the end of the year?
Thank you so much, Ebo. You need to have the possibility to make up your mind that I've written it's possible for me to achieve this goal. Because you've taken your time to look at it. You've looked at the resources you've had at your disposal, and you've taken your time to write them down. And because you've written them down, you need to keep reminding yourself, it is possible. I can do it. And not three things that that we need to have in line and alignment. You can't just, but your is not in alignment with that thing you're saying. And a lot of people are in that space. And your action is not in alignment. So these three things must be in place for you to be able to lay hold of the goals that you have set, and for you to be able to score them, for you to be able to smash them at the end of the day. Your words, your thoughts, and your action. A lot of us dwell just on the words. We are not careful about the things that we think about in our hearts, and we are not mindful of our action. You want to have $1 billion income, and you're not putting out proposals. You're not going to places where you know the people that will give you that kind of result are going. It's not possible. It's not possible. One of the things I made up my mind this year to do is to start. I don't like going out in the evenings, but I've made up my mind. I need to start going out in the evenings. You know, like I said, by 7:30, Ayodeji is already sleeping. But I've made up my mind. On some occasions, I have to learn to go out in the evenings, go to engagements, go for outings where I know the people with the kind of money that I want, they go to, they're going there. And I'm not just saying it, I'm already, it's already in my schedule to go there. And see what is happening. They have done what they are doing. So it is our thoughts all in sync. They are all in alignment. It's only when these three are in alignment that indeed we'll be able to achieve the goals that we have set for ourselves.
So you're saying that you build more on intentionality, going all out. Are you saying we should be going for nightclubs? Is that what you're saying? That's a joke. That's a joke. Anyways, you said we should go to that place where we can get what we need. So the circumstances we are facing. So I got to this realization last year that life is neutral. You have the power to define it the way you want it to be. Life is neutral. So any circumstance that happens or any situation that arises, the interpretation you give to it is what will sell for you. So if you say, oh God, I don't have money. I don't have money. I don't think I can get money. How will I get money now? It's still about money. But you're like, oh man, I need money to do this. But I know that money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways. Okay, so what are the things I need to do? You go all out for it. Ayo is telling us that we need to be determined to make those moves, no matter what the circumstances are. So towards the end of last year, I lost my dad. And initially it was as if life has ended because we were very close. But you know, I immediately decided to change. I saw myself drowning. I saw myself going deep down. I don't know if anybody here understands grief. I was grieving. I saw myself going deep down and I was drowning. But I had to call myself back. What is it? He has gone. It's a bitter truth, right? Like Eniton said in the chat. It's a bitter truth, but we need to face it. Human beings, we don't prepare. And if I had allowed that, it would have just taken me off the track. It would have just taken me off the rail. So life is neutral. All the circumstances, they are not supposed to make us feel or behave in a particular way. You design it, you define it. So where are you? What do you want for 2022? What are the things you did last year in 2021 that did not give you that result that you desire? What kind of environment are you living in? Who are your friends? So these are the questions I want us to start asking ourselves. You need to start living life simultaneously. See, one of my coach would be like, if you are to do something and you did not do it, and you come to him and you start saying, hey, I was not able to, it will be like excuses. Excuses. All those things are excuses. And this is what the successful people do that some unsuccessful people cannot do. Can you imagine somebody reading a book? I can imagine the number of chapters. And she shared her experience of how that it was 9 p.m. but she had to sit up and still read the book. Those things they are not supposed to control us. They look so difficult because of what they have sold to us. Can we start defining our life? Can we start seeing the positive in everything? Can we start putting the right perspective? I have a coach that will be like, okay, so you want to touch, as a philanthropist, you want to provide shoes for 300 people. You want to provide shoes for 300 people. And you are giving it to that, I don't know anybody. Who will give us money? Oh, the situation of the country is somehow. People are not giving. So he will ask you, what will happen if you are not able to provide shoes for these children? Do you want to highlight it? That goal that you've set for yourself. If you're not able to achieve it, if you're not able to follow through with it, what will happen to you? This were the serious things I needed to face last year. I have issues with money, mental block. And so I needed to ask myself, if you don't do this, and this, what will happen to you? Of course, I will continue to be asking my daddy for money, or I will not be able to go for the courses or the trainings I want to attend. You know, so with this, I decide to sit up, say that, okay, so when you're setting your goals, set your consequences. All this will help you sit up. I'm going to come to Ayo because people say that we should set smart goals. We set smart goals. We set smart goals, but we still see that some things are happening. Ayodeji Lawrence, what are the rituals? I want you to now highlight those rituals for us. While we are doing that, while she's doing that, please, I want you to drop your questions in the chat box. I want you to drop your questions in the chat box. In the next 24 minutes, we'll round up this so that we can take your questions and Ayo Lawrence can answer the questions. By 10:30, we want to be out of here. So Ayo Lawrence, can you share your rituals with us, your daily routine?
Thank you so much, Ebo. What I try to do in my daily routine is to put all the areas of my life into perspective and to ensure that I am in harmony in all these areas. So I look at spirituality, I look at my relationship with my family, my community as a whole. I look at my health. I look at my my body image. I look at my finances. I look at my career and business. So I put all these things in such a way that it does not, I don't get overwhelmed at the end of the day. So like I mentioned, I start my day by 4 a.m. most days. There are times I wake up earlier, but on a normal day, I should start by 4 a.m. And I told you that when I wake up with so much excitement. You know, the queen is awake. It's when I'm in a place where I can't stand too loud, especially when maybe I'm with other people. I still tell myself the queen is awake, so I don't wake up. When I'm home, my husband is used to it. So, you know, the queen is awake. I'm ready to start the day, to be a blessing to humanity again and things like that. If I'm home, I usually have my bottle of water in my room. So when I wake up, that's the first thing I do. I take 8 minutes. I get that down my throat. Then I wake up my husband. If he's awake, we'll pray together. If he's not, I do my own kind of what I call it. So at that time, I talk to him, I take part of the scripture, I read, I meditate on it, and that's it. And if my husband is not awake, we pray together. Then after that, and I'll do my own meditation. I do my mindful meditation. I have an app I use, Calm. I so much love it. I used it. I was in the free plan for like a year, for like 2 years, and this year, I decided to go on the full subscription, and it's been a rewarding experience, for me. So I do my meditation. I follow it up with my affirmation. Then I do my walk aerobics. I'm not the type that like going out on a walk. So there's this particular lady I follow online. Her name is Leslie Sampson. So you can actually do a mile in your living room. You swear to do everything. So I follow her. It's important that you know what works for you. I don't like going out. My body feels somehow when I see puddles of water here and there. It irritates me as a person. So that's why I don't like going out. But once in a while, when I want to do a bit of lovey-dovey with my husband, I go with him because he loves that. So I just go out. I try to take my eyes off my house. Then after which, I take another 800 mils of water. Then I go meet, pray with her, share affirmations with her as well. We have a 10-year-old who is still at home. Then I do my journaling. I do my journaling, my life journaling, my gratitude journaling. I journal in the app that I created, the Balanced Me Toolbox. So if you have not downloaded the Balanced Me Toolbox, you're missing out. It's on App Store and it's on Play Store. It's a fantastic tool. So I take stock of my day I check for birthdays and I send birthday wishes to them because I have some birthdays on my calendar. So I send out birthday wishes. It's part of my routine, just to rejoice with other people's birthdays, wedding anniversaries, and things like that. My house manager already knows what she's expected to do. I just ensure that she's on top of her job. Then I post on social media as inspired, because I tell people that it's very important for you to act on inspired ideas. So there are mornings yes, I have a virtual assistant who does my social media posting, but aside to that, I do some personal postings as I'm inspired. So at that time, I do that. Then when I'm done, I'm getting ready to having my shower and things like that, I make sure I'm listening to something. Is either I'm listening to a business person talking, maybe a life coach. I have a list of for this year. I have Tony Robbins, I have Sadhguru, I have Jim Rohn, I have Robert Kiyosaki. So I make sure I'm listening to those people as I'm having my shower as much as possible. Then to end my morning routine, I take a picture. That comes, I take a picture daily because I put it in my Balance Me Toolbox. When I'm doing my journaling for the day, my life journey journal, I make sure I upload my picture. So in my journal, there's always a picture of me, what I'm wearing and everything in my journal. So for my morning routine, that's how I end it. Then I get ready for the office, and then I have my office routine, check my emails, respond to emails and things like that. Go also, marketing. I have clients I have to see. I do all that. But should I stop or I should continue?
You already have a day packed full. And so I'm trying to imagine what people that have a 9 to 5 or 8 to 5. I'm trying to imagine what's going on in their mind. Like Ayo said, I don't want you to feel intimidated or anything. You just need to do something that works for you. I do a 7:30 to 4. And for Lagos, I don't leave the house when it is 7, because if I leave the house when it is 7, then it's traffic. So I leave the house before 7. So, and I also have my daily routine. And I'm so used to it that if I don't do my affirmations, I feel so uncomfortable because my body is already used, my system, my mind, even my subconscious mind is already used to it. So I do my daily, I wake up, gratitude journal. That Balance Me toolbox will actually help you organize your life. That's just the truth. You have a place where you put your to-do list, you have a place where you put your affirmation, you have a place where, it will help you organize your life. You have a calendar that you can use to set your alarm for anything you want to do. And talking about reading books, the media, the social media has made things so easy. You get audiobooks now. And so I also have my routine before I leave the house before 7. I do exercise every morning, like 20 minutes every morning. I do my affirmation. So for the affirmation, you need to write down anything you want in your life, anything you want to achieve in your life, you write it down. What I did when I saw that sitting down to read my affirmation might take time, I recorded it on my phone. So I'm listening to my voice and it is sinking in. I'm hearing it and it is resonating. And so I listen to my affirmation, I have my bath, I exercise, I said that, and I set out. So when I do that in a day, when I'm going out, I already have the book I want to listen to or I want to read for the day. I already have it plugged in. And so I do that till I get to the office. Just do anything that works for you. Design your life. Design your life. So Ayo, as we round up, I want you to talk about, because I know affirmation, visualization are powerful things that we need to engage in, part of the routine that we need to engage in. Yeah. Can you talk about affirmation and visualization?
It's part of the things I do after my meditation. I take time to run through my day. I take time to see the positive things I want to achieve in that day. I take time to see the meetings I'm expected to attend and how they all end up positively. Let me just share something that happened to me early this week. There's a particular mentor of mine that I've been trying to meet with all through last year because of COVID and all. We've not been able to. I wanted to introduce some of the in our organization to him and see where they can come in to be a part of it. So all through last year it didn't happen. But on Sunday, I told myself, as the week was starting, I said, this week, I'm having a meeting with this person. And in my mind's eye, I visualized it and all. And by Monday, and I'm supposed to leave Lagos on Thursday, in my head, I was like, this week, if he hasn't called me by today, most likely I won't be able to see him this week. Let me just send a message, a voice note to the EA, that please, if he says I should see him this week, tell him I'll see him next week. But amazingly, the EA didn't even listen to my voice note. Not quite long after that, she just sent me a message. He wants to see you tomorrow by 10:30 a.m. Someone I've been meaning to see for over a year. So it's amazing. Even though my faith wanted to shake a little bit, but because I had actually visualized the meeting the day before. I was looking at the parameters. Oh, it's already Monday. I don't think I'll be able to. I knew I was going to meet him. I wanted to not shift it from this week to next week. So I just had to move all my other clients. This one, very, very important. So visualization beyond you, meditating, you have to see the picture. There's a book I've read before, and I'll recommend you read again. Feeling is a secret. When you visualize, you won't know when you start smiling. You won't know when you start feeling that thing that you want to see happen. And as you begin to feel it, in no time, it finds expression. Everything that we need, God has made available to us. It's just for us to step fully into it without doubt in our heart. It doesn't pay God to withhold anything from us. What use? He wants us, to be his hands and his legs here on earth. So I just encourage when you meditate. As many of us have not been meditating, we are doing ourselves a lot of this service. I used to think it was something spooky, but I found out it's not. It's just amazing. It centers you, it grounds you, it makes you calm. Yes, by Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard. That's the name of the author, Neville Goddard. Feeling is the secret. It grounds you so well. Things that would have thrown you off balance. Is it, for those of us who are in Nigeria, is it PHCA? Is it no water? I just find out that people are agitated, but you are not, because you are always thinking creatively. Yes, there's no light. What can I do? Can I go to a friend's house? Can I go to a friend's office? And before you know it, your day is just in order. You're not allowing yourself to be thrown off balance in any way. So yes, visualization, meditation, it's a must. It's a must. You must be able to walk through your day and see it end successfully. And as you see it end successfully, it's going to end successfully. There's this quote. It's also in the scriptures for those of us who are people of faith. It says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So what are we thinking? And they're just life principles. What are we thinking? Once in a while I share with people, I say, if God says amen to the thoughts in your heart, how will your life turn out? If he says amen. Now, as we are all here in this family meeting, and God says, okay, boom. I want to say amen to the thoughts in your hearts. Are you happy to say, Lord, go ahead? So we need to come to that point wherein our heart is in sync with that which we want to see. Let's grow ourselves up to that extent. And the beautiful thing even about this goal setting, goal scoring is my coach, the one that developed the methodology, has so much trusted me to the extent that he has given me a license to even use the same methodology to help other people in less than 2 years. For me, that's huge. It's quite humbling. It's huge, and it's quite, because those are the part of the things I have in my goals, to be able to, make use of other people's, to be licensed to be able to use other people's interventions in addition to that which I have, and be a blessing to humanity at large. I always tell people I'm an advocate of don't reinvent any wheel. If the wheel is already there and it's not broken, please, can you borrow me? Let me use it, and we move on. So yes, visualization, meditation, if it's not yet part of your routine, it's a must. Today, begin to.
By fire, by force. By fire, by force, it's an habit we should inculcate, right? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ayo. And I really appreciate those of us that are still tuned in, that are still on the call. We are advised that if you want to grow, if you want to make it in life, you read people's biography. We are listening to Ayo Lawrence's biography, live and direct, right from her mouth. And I want to believe that we have been encouraged to say that, okay, if it can happen for her, then it can happen for me. That's just the truth. They're just the principles, they're just the rituals that we need, the step-by-step approach to it. She just talked about visualization, meditation, and affirmation. For affirmation is very powerful for me. Like I said the other time, affirmation is very powerful for me because it's like calling those things that are not as though they are, bringing them, speaking them to life, those things in my life. And you see, just like the rudder, I don't know if you know the rudder that is used to navigate, drive. Do we use word drive for ship now? So we shall drive the ship, the big one, the rudder. By the time the sailor is driving and she wants to turn, they have to use all the power to do it. And before you know, just like it's different from the car. When you're driving a car and you want to turn, you just turn and the car moves in that direction. But for the ship, the rudder, our tongue is like the rudder. You might not see it immediately, but the truth of the matter is you're speaking into the atmosphere, you're speaking into the universe. And the universe brings, if you're consistent and if you're intentional with those words that you're speaking, you will just see that the universe will start gravitating those things towards you. You will start seeing it in your life. Gradually, you will start seeing those things find expression in your life. And that is the power of the tongue. That is the power of our words. A good book says, with the word of our mouth, we create our world. Create your world with the word of your mouth. Very, very important. I don't know how to explain it, but the truth of the matter is, if I did not listen to my affirmation in the morning, I feel incomplete. That's how used to it I have become. And so, Aya Lawrence, you were saying something, how that you have the intention of seeing somebody last year, and it didn't happen last year, but it has happened this year. So you're saying that it is possible that some of the things we place on our goals does not manifest that same year. Are you now saying that instead of setting a 1 year, 12 calendar goal, we can stretch it, we can extend it? Is that what you're saying? That we can extend it? So with what you said, it seems to me that we are boxing ourselves and putting ourselves under unnecessary pressure to say that it should happen within the next 12 months.
Absolutely. Yes.
So do you want to explain that? Oh, wow. The network. Are you there? So I think from what she said, we don't have to
10-year
box
plan.
ourselves.
Then you break it
Okay.
under unnecessary pressure. Can you?
Oh, I can hear you now. So I want you to start all over again. We didn't get what you were saying. Oh, she left. The internet locked her out already. Okay, so we don't need to put ourselves under unnecessary pressure to say that it must happen in the next 12 months. If it is something beyond your power, if it is something you can do that is within your reach, that's another thing. But if it is something, I want to buy a car, kind of, I'm saving. Okay. Are you back? Okay. We can hear you, though it is not clear.
Now that I'm back. You were talking. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Good. So you were talking about a 10-year plan or a 1 year plan. And I'm one of those people who say that it's best you do a 10-year plan. It's best you do a 10-year plan and then get into pieces. And so when you do 10 years and you break it down, you are able to say, okay, at this point in time, this is what I can achieve. Then I move on to the next one. Instead of you, putting so much pressure to say, oh, I need to do this in 1 year. And one of the things to find out is it helps you to be able to do more. It helps you to be able to do more and to achieve more. And you will find out that even if you do a 10-year plan, before then, if you really stick to your routines and your rituals and every plan you've put in place, you find out that you've achieved and you can even take on more before the 10-year, is exhausted. Don't just box yourself. Be someone who does much more. Don't be myopic. Let's think far. Let's think wide, and then begin to add the things that you need that would help you to achieve these goals. You begin to bring them into your space from time to time. There was something that came to my mind that I wanted to share while I was speaking as regards your goal setting. It has escaped my mind now, but I hope before we end, it will come back to me. Yeah, I hope. Yes, I remember. For you to be able to achieve your goal, there is a particular tool that we use. We call it the triangle of life. And what that means is you already have your results. You're looking at your belief system, like Ebo asked the other time, and you're looking at your behavior. What are the attitudes you need to put on, to be able to achieve that result? So you're doing more like a reverse re-engineering. You already know where you're going. You're now working on the thoughts that are going on in your mind and the things that you believe. And you're saying, okay, this is where I'm going. These are my beliefs. Will this belief take me to that place where I'm going? Yes or no? If it's a no, you change your belief. If it's a yes, you work with it. Then you now begin to say, okay, what are the behavior I need to put on? What's the lifestyle I need to embrace now living my life? Then one other thing that is not in our triangle of life is what we call the consequences. And I think Ebu mentioned that. If I don't do this, what are the consequences? Let me use, for instance, you're looking at your body image, for instance, or you're looking at your weight or something. You want to be 70 kg at the end of the year. So what is your belief? What's the belief driving that 70 kg? Oh, exercise is a must. So what's the behavior you need to put into place? I need to hit the gym. I need to do work at home. I need to walk around my estate or my community or whatever. Then what's the consequence? If I'm not careful, that lovely dress that I have, I will not be able to wear it. That's a consequence if I miss out on my body image. So it's important that we have that, your triangle of life, place it against every of your results, and then put a consequence to it. Really, really drive you to be able to achieve those goals that you have set for when you're looking at.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for adding that. Okay, so somebody is asking, what materials do we need to help improve our visualization, meditation, and affirmation? I think we can get some of them on YouTube. We have good ones. I can recommend Joe Dispenza. Joe Dispenza have a beautiful.
You can even start. Calm is a very
okay. Calm is an app, right?
Yes.
And I think
yes,
it's on
an app for someone who just. I think it's Headspace that is on Netflix.
Yeah.
Headspace is on Netflix. For someone who is just going into meditation, you can start with Calm. Joe Dispenza may be a bit on the very, very tough side for some people. Yes, high side for some people. Calm, CALM. Then do more of research as well. Whatever you want to engage in, is it meditation? Go online and read up. Is it visualization? Yeah. Go online and read up. Those things that you're going to put into your schedule that will make the way you use your time, be much more efficient. Some of us, we go visiting, we go gisting, we have this, we have that, we have meetings, one prayer meeting, one this meeting. You will cut all those off and be able to stick with only the things that you really, really know that, you know, move you towards where you're going at this season of your life. So do a lot of research. I tell people that I've read so much in the last 2 years. I've not read as much as I've read in the last 2 years. I read practically every day. Part of my routine is I must read 4 hours a day. And I make time out to do it. If you have it in your mind, there's some things you just find yourself not engaging in. When people are beginning to fight, you just find that they are wasting your time. You find your way out. I have 2 hours left to read. Let me go and make good use of my time. It's 24 hours I have. I have 4 hours to read, to study, to do some courses. You know, in the 4 hours, I've put my courses, my reading and everything in there. So yes, you just have to seek knowledge. And as you seek, you find out that you become a better person.
So somebody is saying, I don't think I can apply them unless I understand them very well. So she have said you can read about it. We are not forcing you to do it. We are just saying that these things help and it has worked for us. So we are not forcing it. You can read about it online and get more information to read. But we are saying that we have done it and it works. And we have seen people that do it and it's working for. When we were growing up, you know, they told us quite a number of things. Sorry, okay, you can.
I feel her, because when I also was getting into meditation, I went into it carefully because of what I've heard over time. You know, with one leg in, one leg out, that was where I went with it, because I don't want to find myself doing soul traveling at the end of the day, you know. But I found out that no, you're still around, you're still here, you're just teaching yourself to be present. You're just teaching yourself to not things that are happening in your body and even around you. So it is not spooky at all. It's not spooky.
So a meditation in a literal way is just that, picking a thought and dwell on it. Picking a verse of the scripture, either the Quran or the Bible, and you dwell on it. You fix your mind on it to get deeper understanding away from what somebody else explained to you. You will even discover that the way it will apply to your life is different from how the imam or the pastor explained it to you. Do you understand? So meditation is not spooky. You just need to understand it. And I'm sure by the time you understand it, you will enjoy embarking on that journey. Eddie Ito Ajayi said, for me as a full-time working mom, how are you able to? I already said it. When I think about the consequence, I sit up. It's just the consequence. When I think about the consequence, I sit up. I know where my mates are. I'm not competing, but I need to move on. I need to scale up in my business, in what I know, in the things I do. And so I stretch myself. It is stretching. It is actually stretching. The last 1 year was a very stretchy one for me. But you see, when you stretch an elastic, it doesn't go back to the way it used to be. That means you have moved. That means a shift has taken place. You understand? So when I think about the consequence, then I stay true to it. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging in there. Please, I hope we have been able to, like I said, this is a family, and that's why we are taking it so easy. It's not like a training where the trainer will talk or the coach will just talk, and you will not be able to. We have taken it so easy because we know that a lot of people have challenges with scoring their goals at the end of the year. I remember last year when we were talking about it, if you're going to set a goal for your family, you need to involve your children. Let them contribute into the setting of the goals. What is it that we want to do? In March, we want to buy another car for mommy. And so children, do you agree we want to buy a car? So what are the things we're going to do? We will reduce Mr. Biggs. We will reduce Tantalizer. We will reduce Domino's Pizzas and all, you know. When you do this, they don't see themselves as being treated somehow. You're carrying them along and they will understand because you sit down to discuss it. Children are very sensitive and you don't want to do anything and impose it on them. If we are going out, let them know we are going out. The number of hours on the television, you don't just come to say, don't watch the TV. Give them the number of hours you want them to stay on it. These are goals you need to set, or else you will work yourself up. By the time you see them on the screen, when they are not supposed to be there, and their clothes and toys are scattered everywhere, you will scream and shout. But when you prepare their mind from the beginning to say, see, so time, I don't want this place to be like this. When you start like that, you're setting the goals and they get used to it. It becomes part of their life. And in 2-3 weeks, it is part of their life and everybody is at peace. They want to buy Mr. Biggs. We want to buy a car. I thought we agreed that Domino's, we are going to reduce the number of Domino's we are going to buy. So you set the goal. By that time, there's no crying and saying, Mommy, why are you doing this? Mommy, is not fair, you know? So you need to let your children understand all this. When you want to go into your isolation, you want to have your me time. Mommy needs to have a me time. On mommy's to-do list, there's a me time. And so everybody should understand that. And when you do that, everything goes well for everybody. You are not unnecessarily under pressure. These are the things that helps. These are the things. So when you're setting your goals, you need to consider all those things. And that's why I said work-life integration is what works, and it is not work-life balance. Sit down to discuss with your family for progress. Yeah, very key. You need to discuss with your family. Don't see them as children. They are 5 years old. Don't see them as that. It is what you, so a good book said, train up a child in the way he should go. When you start with them early and they understand that this is our values, these are the things we're working with, then they will understand. So somebody is talking about, Auntie Ayo, I asked, what do you sell? I heard you talk about marketing. Okay, she is a counselor and a transformational coach. So she has quite a number of, she has quite a number of products she sells. Presently, she's selling Get Set Go. That's setting goals. I think it starts in February. Please drop the details in the chat box. Okay, so while we round up, I want to say thank you very much for joining us this family meeting. The family meeting, the February edition, we are going to be celebrating the Valentine. So it's going to be like a Valentine show. We are going to bring a couple and they're going to tell us how it has been with them. It's honestly, I really wished I was able to bring the person I intended bringing. I was going to bring Fela and Tara Durotoye. And just last week, Fela sent me a message that something came up and he would not be around. For those of you that are just joining us, and this is your first time, we bring fantastic and amazing people to this platform. I really wished Fela would be, but he has promised that before the year runs out, we're still going to have him on our show. So I want you to keep tuning into Family Meeting. Family Meeting comes up every last Saturday in the month. And while we also have the Valentine show, when we started, I talked about the outreach we want to embark on to public secondary schools. And this outreach, I would like us to support the organization to make this happen. Children, teenagers, their body is doing them gish. They want to explore. And Valentine period is one time that they go all out to explore. Quite a number of people get disvirgined on Valentine's Day. Some of them get pregnant and a lot of terrible things happen. So we want to embark on the outreach to public secondary schools to talk to them on how to manage their emotions. This is what we are going to do in the month of February, and we need you to support us. I am dropping our account details on the screen. Please join us in this outreach. And if you want to join us physically, you want to go out with us to see that this thing comes to success, please reach out to me on 08039324145. I'm going to drop that to 0803932 39324145. Reach out to me so that we can add your name to the list of the people that will be visiting the schools. Thank you so much. See you next month. Before we go, Ayadeji Lawrence, what's your last words, please? What do you have to tell us? And also share with us how we can reach you on social media. Is she still here? Oh wow, network did us shake it today. Oh. We can't hear you. If you can hear me, we cannot hear you.
Last word for us. Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
I can
Thank
hear you,
very
Ebon.
much. I can hear you now. So please go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Great. So I was actually trying to even send some things to on the chat. So my last word is for there to be any goal scoring after you have set your goal, you have to be hungry. You have to be tired of the status quo. You have to say, you know what, I'm done here. There is more. Even if you're doing well, you can't stop being hungry. And that's why we can see even the billionaires of this world.
They want more.
The maximum, they are still working. They are still working. So we need to be sure.
Thank you so much, Ayo. If you can hear me, we can't hear you
We
again.
are hungry, we stay hungry. So yeah, that's what
Okay.
that's where I'll stop this day.
Thank you so much. We need to stay hungry. We need to stay hungry. The hunger, see, the successful people, they are hungry. They are doing more. You see them stretching. In fact, if you go on social media now, you see people, you want to joke and laugh about it. But the truth of the matter is, if that is the way it works for them, why not? Why not? That's being intentional. That's using your own method, the method that works for you. If visibility is one of your goals for this year, you have to be in people's face. And so what are the behaviors you need to do away with shyness. It is your journey and you need to understand that. Yeah, thank you so much, Yomi. I can see you say a great way to start the year. And I pray that, hey, sis, it's not prayers, just be intentional about it. Be intentional. By this time next year, we're going to be celebrating a beautiful one because all of you are going to be intentional. This year, we are also intentional with the topics that we'll be treating on this platform. And I don't want you to miss out. Remember to invite your families, remember to invite your friends, and everything is going to be beautiful. We are raising a society, we are raising a village where we all live awesome lives. We all live a peaceful and a beautiful life, which eventually is seen in us. People want to do what we do. People come to us to ask us how we are doing it. And it rubs off on everybody around us and the ripple effect into our society and into our world. Thank you once again for joining in, and thank you for staying tuned till 10:42. I really appreciate it. The replay link will be sent to us in our box, and in our email. Yes, the replay link to be sent to our email. And please endeavor to fill the form, the feedback form. Please endeavor to fill the feedback form. Yeah, we need to encourage. That is what we do in family meeting. We encourage ourselves. We help pull ourselves, one another up. We help pull one another up. Somebody is doing it. We don't all need to have, they say experience is the best teacher. We all don't have to experience it. When we have some people that have experienced it, they come to share with us their experiences, and that pulls us up. So that is what we do in family meeting. Remember, the next one is the last Saturday in the month of February. See you next month. Thank you so much. If these have added to you, I want to see your chat. I want to see the chat room bubbling. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Bye.